How are y'all doing today? This is my first stream here working on a new game. I'm going to try this out. Today, I am trying to create a 3x3 grid of selectable tiles. Never made a game before. Should be fun. So what I've done so far, haven't done a whole lot, but I have created kind of a main instance with a light and a world. And I can at least look in that right now from a certain perspective. Not a lot going on. I don't have a camera set up. What I need to do is right now, just working on creating my meshes, creating my world. That's the goal here. So one of the things I'm trying to do is make it selectable. So right now I do have kind of working on this glow here, see what I can do. Let me see if I can get this situated here. One moment. Not quite there yet. So let's move this over. All right. So what I figured out so far, I'm trying to kind of create a glow that way I can tell what I have selected at the time, and then hopefully, what I'm hoping is that I can create a grid map. It should be pretty straightforward to give each tile a name and be able to navigate through those tiles with the directional pad. That's kind of the goal here. So let's see. So far, I haven't done a whole lot. So one thing I have gotten, I do think I need to add a world environment node here. There is one in the main, but I do think I need one here. And I think I need to turn glow on. I think I need to pull this down to like 0.5. Pull it too far down, everything's going to glow. I don't want everything to glow. So something like this. And I'm not sure actually. I'm hoping, we'll find out. I'm hoping that I can use this on mobile. This would be great if this game could be played mobile. What I'm trying to create is kind of a tactical RPG. I have a long way to go, obviously, so right now I'm just trying to learn Godot and play around with it. But ultimately, that's what I want to create, is a tactical RPG. So, all right. First things first, though, I want to create tiles that glow. Right now, I have tiles. They don't glow yet. So I'm trying to figure that out. And I'm kind of thinking that per pixel shading, that's good. I'm thinking here, from what I've seen, I should be able to set, let's see, the color here. And based on the color, things should glow. And I'm okay with that, honestly. If I can get something that's blue to glow, then all I have to do is change it to blue. That's great. But I haven't quite gotten there yet. I'm going to look a couple tutorials as we go along as well, just to look here. Pull this up on this side. Oh man. Gotta log in here. Try to pull up a YouTube tutorial I've seen. Okay. That's good. Sign in here. All right. Let me look at my history here.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure you're covered. I'm talking about enterprise-grade security built into your site and fully managed.
Turn that down so you guys don't have to listen to that as well. All right, let's see. So here's what I'm watching. All right, here's what I'm watching. Let's see. So he's using a script. Looks at it. Okay, I'm gonna try it here. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna download this GitHub library. This is just like 4 years old. This may not be what I need. Less 2. Put in reference. That's good. Good place for it. Okay. Let's see. Let's save all this. I also have another tactical thing I could look at. It's right here. Good. Okay, let's see what they have going on here. Don't know if this is going to work. Find out. All right, let's see. Nope, we got errors. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. I'm not sure it's going to work. Let me see how they did it here, because they kind of did it here. Get to tactical RPG. Interesting. Okay, test level. So let's see how they're doing this. See that? Now they're doing it by mouse, but I think that'd be easy to transfer. So let me see how they're doing that highlight cell. I think they're doing some kind of ray, which might be okay. Maybe it'd be, hey, move the camera until One cell highlighted. Let me think. If I was playing a game, if I pressed right on the pull up controller. All right. If I pressed right, it doesn't do it, but I would want it to, yeah, go to a different cell. I mean, this isn't bad. It's just selecting like this is a nightmare. If I press left, I would want the camera to go left with it. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, let's see how they're doing this. They're probably in not player, almost definitely arena. More cover tile. All right, so let's see. So it's going to take all the children. You know what? So I looked at this a little bit before, and you know, maybe this is okay. Let me think real quick. Let me look at the arena. So they've got the biggest thing is they've got all of these tiles like this, which are split, and did it in Blender. I don't want that. I want to be able to quickly create levels. I want to be able to quickly, maybe even generate levels, and I cannot do that. So I may be able to generate these subtiles. Let me think here. Interesting. Let's see, there's another good video. Find it real quick. This video was essentially how to create a grid map, which I think would work. That's this. Now I got an ad again. Okay, yeah, so they've got like 3D nodes underneath there. So they're using a 3D map or a grid map. Which is probably the right way to go. And then what we use, mesh library, full of tiles. Interesting. How do they have the tiles? They have the tiles just a bunch of 3D nodes under. Okay. Well, let's try that. Okay. All right. So let's see. One thing I'm going to do is, I don't think this is the way to go. Don't. So let me clear all these. Clear this. Find path mesh. What is this? It's a mesh library. Okay. I don't have anything in it. Which is fine. Well, I guess I have this in it. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's create let's delete that. Let's create, do that. It's going to be just my kind of world here. Let's make it a different color. Oh man, I'm showing my my ignorance here. I barely know how to create a color here. which is all right because I'm learning here. I think I do want a shader. Okay, material. Okay. And let's see. Shading. Make it like some light blue color. That did nothing. That's not what I'm looking for. Ah. Okay, I think that's glowing. Glowing blue is okay. All right, let me see. How tall is this mesh instance here? Where's it at? Okay, it is 2 meters. Where's it at in terms of transform? Position, let's put it 0, 0, 0. Let's turn the grid on here. Is that grid? That's snap to grid. Okay, let's go to editor settings, grid. Interesting. Okay. Okay. That grid should exist. I think position needs to be like -1. Okay, there you go. So that puts it on it. Perfect. Okay, so this should be a camera perspective, but I don't have a camera here. So I can probably clear that. I probably don't need to see that right now. All right. And then I need a world here. Okay, so I should have tiles. 3D scene. Tiles. Okay. See how he's doing this. All right, let's go ahead and create child nodes. Node 3D, create. This is going to be a box. Okay. Mesh. 3D mesh instance. I'm going to create a box mesh that is 1 by 1 by 1. Perfect. That's all I want. That's perfect. And I think I could create a collision. And I'm going to create a box that is size 1 by 1 by 1. That is perfect. Character 3D. Okay, maybe not. Let's just leave it at this. All right. So now let's project, export, no, project, scene, export as mesh library. And we'll call this tile mesh. Cool. Now for my world, creating a grid map. Tile mesh is my mesh library. Good. Top view in 3D, perfect. I should be able to, okay. Where's the origin? Top view. Is that the origin? All right, let's just do like a, oh, grid map. Grid map. All right, let's do this. And select this, Control F. What in the world happened? Okay, so interestingly, my grid map is obviously, it's putting in the middle of these grids. So it's 2 meter by 2 meter. And that's okay. Let's see, so that's good actually. Look at that shader. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what this is from, but I like it. Okay. So my grid map is too large. Let's look at editor settings, grid map. I don't think that actually is what I'm looking for. I think I'm looking at settings here. Cell, look at that, 1 by 1 by 1. Ah, maybe I should make them 2 by 2 by 2. I just keep them separate for now. You can always change them. Okay. One thing I want to do though is I want to go this big. Perfect. Now I have all these tiles in my grid map. But it looks like they're not clickable or anything. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay.
Make sure to right click on the notes and select the material you want to right click on it and click edit after reaching
Okay.
the material and a static button at the top. Collision shape, you can click on the mesh again and the mesh drop down select the single convex selected. Mesh libraries ignore all of the nodes except the mesh itself and the collision shape, so don't try to add any complex logic in here. When you're happy with the changes, export the library again, but choose a different folder because
Okay.
share their original mesh library on the grid map, which will keep our entire level the same. But don't worry, once you get this one, everything will be fine. So that's the most
Interesting. Thing I don't know right now is, okay, so I have a grid map. So what? Okay, like, can I interact with it? If I go to main, right? And let's change this to main. I have my environment. Let's add a instantiate a child instance of the world. All right. So look at that. I have these now. Okay, let's add a camera. Let's see. I think here I can add a player camera, right? Do I add a player node? Multiplayer spawner. What? Okay, this is tiles. So I have this player. I can probably add him. Oops, undo that. right. That's good. If I do this, I probably can't see anything because I don't have a camera. I need a camera. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's add a camera. Camera. I need a point. Marker. Okay. So let's just put it up over here somewhere. All right, let's see what happens. I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay. Let's see. This is where I can do this, and interesting perspective. Let me see here. Cinematic preview. Perfect. Okay, try that. I think here my little guy should stand on a square. Can I control him? No, because I took that code out, which is fine. But he is standing on a square. I don't think there's any collision on that square. Probably put collision on there. I also don't think the guy has any collision. So that's interesting. Okay, let's look at the script. So that was my first attempt at yeah, that was my first attempt at creating a thing. So let me move him up. Where's the player at? Let's just move him up so he falls. Translate. Oh man, okay, okay. Something's going on here. Great, I lost my mouse. Okay, my mouse is back. What in the world happened to my dude? Okay, interesting. Okay, I don't want to create a new node. I want to see my mouse. Let's see what happened there. Okay. Okay. Okay, interesting. How can I go to okay, show cursor? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, okay. I think I can do it that way. mouse cursor. I don't see anything to do with mouse cursor. It's just gone. Let's try this. One moment. Okay, 1 second here. Gotta fix this. We're back. Like nothing happened, right? Just like nothing happened. But now I lost player. Okay, he's just hanging out down there. Is he hidden? Oh, there he is. What's he doing over there? I think I make him like 1, 1, 1, like 50. Okay. He should fall. I think gravity still applies to him, unless he's just a flying thing. Okay, maybe not. 25, because he needs to show up. Okay, 10. 2. 3. 4. Let's see if he just floats. Okay, so that's because there's no gravity applied, because there's no anything to do with him. So he does have a collision shape. Oh, you know what? Look at the script. Applying gravity. If not on floor. Ah, you know what? This should be at this level. Let's see. I mean, that's not get a path, which I obviously need. Not quite there yet, though. Okay, let's try that. Look at that. Look at that. Now I just need... I need my grid map. How do I... Okay, so I need to create... Yeah, it's in my tiles. Mesh instance 3D. Rigid. Solid body. Solid is spotlight. Interesting. Rigid body 3D. And let's see, how did he have it? Static body 3D. Okay, not rigid, static body. Okay. Static body 3D. Collision shape 3D. Shape a box. Static body 3D. Okay. Save. Export as mesh library. File mesh. Let's see if this works. Mesh is null. Okay. So let me save it somewhere new. Export as mesh. We're just going to call it tile. Tiles. Okay. So now I go back to the world. Grid map. We're going to clear. Pull tiles back in here. All right, let's see what happens. Hey, look at that. Okay, so I now have a level creator. Obviously, it's super rudimentary, but it exists. So now that's good. That's really good. Interesting. Okay, so now I need to take those squares and I want to select them. For now, I just want one to be selected. Huh, interesting. How do I do that? That is the question. I think I can follow something very similar to what we did. This is good. Like my little guy on there, my little dude. Okay, let's see. All right, where's this directional light? That's good. Cool. Shadows are cool. All right. Look at that shadow. Cool. Now I'm just playing. Okay, so let me move this over here. Face that towards like that. Just want to see the shadow fall. Looks pretty good. Okay. One moment. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so now I have a map. Goal for today is a map. Also, goal for today is be able to select that map with a controller. Okay, I need to real quick see. I'm gonna open up this other one and see what it's doing as far as highlighting the cells blue. I'm gonna try. I would really like to use glow rather than just highlighting them blue, but I will. I will highlight them blue if I need to. Okay, let's see. I guess real quick, might as well give you guys something. Let's see. Let's do. Let's see. Let me throw some. 1 second. Let me throw some headphones in. See what's going on here. I'm just gonna add some music so we're not sitting here in silence. Is that a drum beat? Maybe like a bass line, maybe guitar. I don't have much equipment out at the moment, but I'll just throw in something. Let's see. All right. I can at least hear myself here. Let's see. Let's just pick something. I'm not sure why I can't hear that. Oh, because it's sending. Interesting. So only if I'm monitoring it. So that's okay. That is all right. What I can do on the master and Q out, I think I would want to take this to 5/6. I think that would help me. Oh wait, ooh. It's okay, maybe I do need 3/4. 3, 4 here as well. All right. Okay. Okay, that's good. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't think you can. I can. Which is okay. Because you'll get it. Pick something good. Okay, not grooves. I want some samples. Not my own samples. Let's see. Should be like just some drums. Let's do some. That's pretty good. Start with that. Okay. Here's what you got so far. I'm gonna turn it way down because it seemed kind of loud. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. Oh, let me. That's pretty good. Okay, what else we got? Let's see. Ooh, that's awful. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, let's see what we got here. So. Oh, you're not hearing that, are you? Okay, that's all right. Here you go. That's probably way too loud. Let's do. That pretty good? Okay, it might be a little bit loud still. Let's turn it down. How's that? You can't hear anything. Oh, okay, so we're getting volume in there. Okay, that should work. Might get old. See if we can get some bass in there. Let's see if we can get bass. It'd be nice if we could. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. I'm not a fan. Not enough movement. Probably not the piano either. Let's see. Synth. Let's see what we got. Ooh. without recording something, I don't have a whole lot of options. There we go. This is it. This is the one. Perfect. All right. Okay, so let's take a look now. Maybe we got something else in B flat minor. That's what we got. Okay, B flat. Perfect. Okay. This is like a 2-second loop. Hopefully that's not too annoying. I'm gonna pull it like way down. You have to tell me how annoying it is. All right. Let's see. How are they doing this? Okay, so they're saying for... Okay, let's see. Mark hover tile. So they're saying, hey, for all the T's in tiles, go ahead and get the children and mark hover as false. Okay, so first it says, hey, mark false on all of these. Interesting. Okay, so, well, and then it says, if tile, mark tile hover is true. If tile, so tile, which is a tactic tile, it's a type tactic tile, it's class name, which is probably this. Okay, so they're saying, hey, here's this. Is hover an option here? Yeah, okay, so hover is a variable. They have a tile state that they've called out, which I can do. I think that's good. So they have like reachable, attackable, hover. Okay, let's see. And I just set that. Let's see. I'm guessing if it says true. Okay, look at that. They're just changing the material. Okay, that's pretty simple. I like this. I like this a lot. Look at that. And they've got these. Okay, so create material. They have it in their utils file, which they've created here, I think. I actually don't know. I mean, this is utils. Is this class utils? So let's see. I like it. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let me add some reverb or something on here. I don't know if you care. Probably not, because you're probably not listening, but just add some reverb. I'm just going to apply it the same to all of them. Let's see, let's just do like a hall reverb. Spacious. Maybe not spacious. Let's try some kind of big hall like a church. Sorry, that's terrible. Let me add it here. Okay, it's good enough. It's just so I'm not sitting in silence. Oh. One moment, you lost me. All right, let's see. It's back. Okay. So let me see. So interesting. So they've got a utility that is for create material. We got material flags, albedo color equals color, texture equals texture, shading mode equals shaded mode. Okay, I will probably need Utils. I will take their utilities just straight. That's good. There's no reverberating on my voice, I don't think, right? Sound okay? Well, there is a slight reverb, but let's see, and that's in the main. I took that out. I realized you guys don't have that. Okay, this is good. Might not even be, okay, let's see. So let me take here, their utilities. I like their utilities. They're not bad. So I'm just gonna take all their utilities and I'll use them. Kind of want to, I need to make sure if I use any utility, I know exactly what's in it though. Cersei, I guess. Okay, utils. Man, I could organize this a whole lot better, huh? Okay, so I have utils now. This should, let's go ahead and close. Okay, so let's look at one more thing, and that was here. I want basically all of this. I don't know if it will work. Try it. Okay, so let me go to, oh, it's dock, okay. Let me pull up tills, and let me pull up tiles, and create script on tiles. They did it on the static body 3D part of that. Interesting. I think so. They did it. Okay, I need to do it at the box level, so I need to do it. Interesting. Okay, this isn't quite gonna work. Well, maybe it will. I need to do it at the grid map level. May not work. I need to figure out how. First off, let's capture the script. Okay. Not that. I can get rid of this class name. Okay. So you can look through that. Okay. Hover materials. Create materials. Sure. Route and distance. Reachable, attackable, hover. Raycasting I don't have implemented. Probably need to, but not now. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see. Match hover. If it's true, it's reachable. If it's attackable, that's good. Hover attackable, hover reachable. I just want hover. That's like the first one I want to do. So let's just comment anything out that's not hover. I really don't want to hover. I want it really selected, but that's okay. We'll keep all those. Okay, so at least I have everything in the top in the box. I think that I would need to do this. I'm guessing it would not work. I'm sure. But see what happens when I run it. I imagine it freaks out. Okay, it didn't fail, which is interesting. I haven't implemented anything for actual like selection yet, so because it took all the ray tracing out. Also, I'm gonna grid map. I don't know if it'll take the grid map. I think it'll apply it. Let me see. Let me think. What if I had them just change real quick? So I want, if like a player's on it, the hover equals true. Maybe that's not the best thing to do. I want something super simple to say like, hey, hover is true. Maybe it is. Let me see something real quick. So box. Okay, that is not the right place to put this script. I do know that for sure. So do nothing. Further that, probably this, because this is where the materials are. Static body 3D where the materials are. Physics material, is that what it is? Let's see. Mesh instance 3D. I think this is it. I think this is where it should be. Okay. Let's see then. How do I find materials in here? Why can't I filter properties there? Expected indented block after match pattern block. There's nothing there. What are you talking about? They're comments. Okay, maybe that's the problem. They expect something. And then like on here, maybe just have pass. Ah, okay, let's see. So src/utils, yep, that doesn't exist. Utils does, okay. Let's see. So tiles, material. What if I go to my script? What do I actually put the utility? Let's see what I actually put material. Okay, so material override. Okay, so tile. It's not tile. I can name it tile. It's probably good. It's probably a smart thing to do. Okay, tile dot visible equals attackable. We'll just say hover. Dot visible equals hover. Is that a property of here, or is that something I've defined? What is happening? Did it error again? Why can't I type? What is going on? All right, let's do this. Visible equals hover. Not sure what that means. Okay. But material. Okay. Material override, which is this. Okay. And I will be applying materials, and I make those materials. So it might be okay. Let me think. Match hover tile dot visible equals hover. Let's see when it sets that. I know that sets it. Let's see. I don't want to be pointing my mouse at it. It does like ray tracing to set it, but I really don't want to be pointing my mouse at it. Let's see. Matte, mark hover tile. Tile. So this is where it sets tile.hover equals true. I think I'm just gonna put for T, so it adds the tiles. I don't have those. If tile.hover equals true. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna do something a little different. Kind of thinking I can say like, okay, so if I go to main, I've got a grid map. Man, I gotta do something very, very different. Let's do some searching. Okay. Use a raycast to detect the tile map. All right. Oh man, sorry about that. Pop back up. One moment. All right. I'm back. Okay, let's see. Collision and navigational shapes. Get cell tile data for layer. No. See what we got. Okay, interesting. You want that on, I think. Navigation layers bit mask assigned to the mesh libraries item. Let's see. Here, I'm looking at the different properties here. Get navigation map, turns the RID. It's RID. Resource ID? Okay, okay. The navigation map, this grid map node uses. Okay. Considers discretion is it discretization. Okay. Each component being equal negative 1, 0, 1 returns the index of the point best representing the orientation of the object. Refer to the source code. Get orthogonal index. I don't think that's quite it. Okay, this is pretty good. Get used cells. Okay, that's a really good one there. So get used cells is important because then I could essentially when I have a grid map, I could say, hey, get used cells, and if my thing is in those used cells, do it. Okay, so let's start with that. Get used cells. I think I would want it. I'm going to create, I think, like a UI thing. Let me think. Would I create a separate user interface here? Maybe just put it in world. I mean, why not, right? It's a grid map. Player. No, I think I'm gonna create a UI scene. User interface scene. Control. I don't know a lot about user interface scenes, but this is good. So I'm gonna create a script on this. Basically, I'm gonna go on this script and I'm gonna go ahead and grab gets get used cells. So I'm gonna say I only need to do it once, I guess. We're gonna call a variable, and we're gonna say variable map range, and we'll say get or map range equals get used cells. Okay, that's not gonna work. Not declared, of course it's not. So I need to call out that grid map. Grid map dot get used cells. Let's see, I want to get this out of my way. Something like that, maybe. It's much more out of the way. Let's see. Yeah, it's better, I think. Okay, let's see. You struggled the exact same thing last week. Yeah, I'm brand new to this, so it's tough. Let's see. So I think I can call the grid map here. Let's see. So yeah, that should be part of main. So I think if I put that in there, called grid map. Let's see if that's natively part of it. Okay, that looks good. Let's see if I can do like a print to console. I think I can. I think I just need to figure out the print to console here. You can shoot a raycast from the camera to the mouse position and loop through used cells to find the closest tile of the mouse. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I want the game to be controller navigable,
more, and like arrows more than the camera. But with that, I think you could just move the camera with, you know, arrows or controller, whatever you want to do. So I think that's a good idea. Gonna check if I can start looking at that. I think what I would need to do is put that script in the camera. And I think I actually have an example. So the example that I was looking at, by the way, which I think is pretty good, is someone had put together this tactical AI, right? So what I'm trying to do is put together a tactical RPG, and it's my first project in Godot besides like the generic projects, so I'm still learning a lot. But that's what they did here, is they used the raycast here. So if we go down to like, I think it's tile, they have it. So they're getting the raycasting, they're getting the neighbors, right? They're getting the closest object, and they're returning it. So what I'm trying to do is kind of break it down to see if I understand all of it. And so far, I think I'm getting there. I'm on like day 3 of using this software, so still pretty new. And then I'm trying to do this a little differently. So they've got, when they did this, they created their tiles. If I go to like here, we can see it, like an arena, right? So they created their tiles as like explicit. Yeah, gotcha. It is kind of daunting. I'm hoping the more I get into this, better I can pick it up. But yeah, so they had like all these tiles, right? The way they did this is they drew their map, and I'll show you what this looks like. It doesn't look bad. It's not bad. It's just way too much work, I think. So the way they did this, right? They took, I've got a controller here, but they drew a map in Blender, and then they imported that map. They cut it up into cells and then imported it into Godot. I don't think that's what I want to do. I want to use the grid map to be able to draw a map, so I can just draw my individual tiles. And so that's where I'm at. But yeah, I think you're right. I think raycasting is the way to go. Seems like the way they did it. It seems like the way to go. So the way they had this is on their kind of map or their arena set. They mark tiles based on this hover property that gets set through what we just looked at. Part I'm not sure yet, because I'm brand new to like cameras, right, is how I get that. It seems simple, right? It seems like all I should have to do is look, hey, what's the middle of the screen? Give me the data. Not quite there yet. So I'm trying to piece this together little by little, and hopefully, eventually, I learn enough where I'm not taking hours to to do one thing that should hopefully be simple. But I'm glad to hear I'm not alone. I'm glad to hear that other people have run into the same thing. That's where I'm at. Let's see. So I want to see where all they're calling this raycasting from. I think from Tactus Camera, I imagine. Yeah, I think you're right. Like a 3D cursor you're moving around. I think that's how they did it, right? So if you look here, they have like their camera as a player. Whatever this type is, it's a character body, and they move it around. I think you're right. I think that's the way to go. And then I think you get the benefit where if you wanted to use mouse and keyboard, you could, which is probably the right way to go. And they've just got these functions to move the camera around pretty easily, which I like. Yeah. You have a camera-based node that the camera's under, and then you move that around. Okay. Let's go see if we can move a camera around. Maybe that's the right next step. My original goal was to create a 3x3 grid with selectable tiles, but if I need to move the camera around to do that, maybe that's a good call. So let's go look at that. Okay. So let's see. So I've got this right here. I've got a camera that I created here, but I used a marker. So maybe instead of a marker, I should use a. So you had it set a camera base node. So I've got the camera 3D. I kind of thinking if I use the character body, tell me what you think. If I use the character body 3D, it should have the physics already applied. I can move the camera underneath it. Maybe not. Node has no shape. Maybe that's all right. Or maybe even a 3D node. Let's see. I guess I don't really need like a mesh instance. Maybe I just need a marker. Is that a shape? No. All right, let me try that. Slide up and down ramps by itself. Okay. Let's see. I think I can just give it any shape, right? As long as I don't populate that, it shouldn't matter. So I can just make like a, what I need is a Lakitu. I just need to make a little Lakitu. For now, I'll make like a little box. Is that gonna work? Needs a collision shape. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. You are single-handedly speeding up development by leaps and bounds. So I appreciate that. Okay. Now I have this little collision shape here. I want to look at scripts on this, and I should create it. One thing I want to do is get rid of gravity. I want to be able to fly it around. Let's see, I can move in the X and Z direction. Let's see, I guess I could press and jump for now. That should get rid of gravity. Let's see what happens here. So let's see. All right, look at that. We did it. We did it. We did something. Thanks so much. Let's see. And I don't have any kind of jumping anything, but at least, and my X and Y are inverted for now, just because probably the thing, but that's working pretty well. Very nice. Let's flip my X and Y. Let's see. It's just, or my Z and X, I guess. For now, I guess really I shouldn't do that. What I should do is just change the rotation of my starting point. So instead I should rotate this camera by, let's see, transform. This should be 0 degrees. Look at that. Got the controller, moving it around. So now I should be able to actually see a tile. That's great. Put a spring arm on the camera body and then a camera on the spring arm, okay? All right, I see. Spring arm on the camera body, and then a camera on the character body, and then a character on the spring arm. I'm gonna go ahead and name this camera. All right, so now if I run this, I just went down. I might have reinstated gravity somehow. Okay, so this is, let me figure out what a spring arm does. I added it, but just because I was told to. I'm just following orders here. Let's see, so it's a 3D raycast that dynamically move its children near the collision. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so what you're saying here then is as I move around, it's gonna let me be on top of these boxes. Maybe not quite, back up more. Okay. Maybe I can't quite be on the boxes. Let me figure out, let me add in an input real quick to just get Z control. I guess, don't know if I'll get Z control. Spring arm is parallel to the ground right now. Okay, so I need to look at the spring arm the way it's facing. Okay, so this is the spring arm. Oh, it's in the middle. I see. Okay, so it should be on this, on top of the camera, right? I guess the camera's up there. Only 1 meter long. Okay, I see. So it's here. Tell me this spring arm. It's basically what it's doing. Tell me if I'm understanding this correctly, and I can look it up otherwise. But what it's doing is it's looking out. Okay, so that's not where the camera's looking necessarily. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure I understand what a spring arm is. I probably need to go research that. So it's a 3D raycast that will move its children near the collision point. So it's going to take the camera here and it moves it near the collision point. So the camera will be repositioned at the end of the point of the spring arm when the game starts. Okay, let's move it up here. Nope. I lost some, here, let me close this. Uh-oh. Lost some processes. May have to reboot here. I think I'm starting to get it though. That's interesting. Of course, as I'm starting to understand the locks up here. Here, one moment. Great. I'm gonna have to kill this real quick. You'll get to see this for a second. Probably lost some of that, which is fine. It's gonna take like 15 seconds to put it back together now that I've got it. And you don't want the spring arm to collide with the camera character body either, okay? All right, so it's still there. Okay, so this spring arm then, so I'm not able to move it that way. Can I move it up? No, I can't edit it. Interesting, interesting. I can't change anything. Okay. Very interesting. Can I type? Okay, I can type something at least. Okay. So I'm gonna move it in the air. I'm gonna make the spring arm length like 10. That's right. I'm going to rotate it down. Does rotating it matter? Okay. So I want to look. Okay, I see what's going on. Let's refresh that back to 0 degrees. I don't want to change anything yet. Okay, so let's slide it. Okay. Camera's going to be at the end point of the spring arm when the game starts. Like this. You can barely see the blue line. That's where the camera will be. Right here. Got it. Okay. Camera sits there. I think I understand. Okay, so then if I play here, I think I made the spring length too long, probably. That's essentially it, though. Okay, so from there, I can get the raycast from the spring arm and should be able to return the grid from the tile I'm looking at. Am I understanding that correctly? All right. I might not need a raise now. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this spring arm. Let me look up the spring arm help. I obviously need some help here. All right. So let's see what we got. So get hit length. Okay. So that's when it hits. Collision mask 1. If it, yeah, understand. This is good. I like. This is great. Let's see. 6 by 3 object with given list. Yeah, I think what I'm missing is how I take that, right? And how I determine which box I'm looking at, which I think for that, I'm not sure if I need a raycast, so this is a raycast. Camera body will be close to tiles. Okay, so yeah, so the camera's gonna go up. Let me set this to like 100 because I think I understand what's going on. I'm not positive, but I think I'm getting it. Okay. So, oh well, I'm really far away. Okay. Slowly get over here. Okay, so this is sitting on the ground right now, and that's why it's doing this. But I think it's gonna go up these tiles. Like as I get close, the camera will. Like it should pop up. No. Okay, maybe I don't understand. That is okay. Okay, so let's see. Gotta learn terminology. I am feeling the lack of experience here. Okay. Let's see. Raycast that manually moves children near the collision point. Each child is a camera. Therefore, it's going to take from my body, from my camera, send a raycast, and it's going to move its children, the camera, near where it collides. Made it exclude the pairs collider from the collision check. Okay. Useful for third-person cameras that move close to the player when inside tight space. Okay, I get it. So if I had a big wall here, right? Let me put this back to like 10. That's okay. So if I had a big wall here and I came up on there and I was walking up to the wall, it would stay at 10 meters away from the wall. I think I understand with that, and I think that's good. I do want here, I'm thinking more orthogonal, different, more set, what do you call it? More set angles here, but I think that's okay. This is perfect for what I need for now, which is to identify that. I still do think I need the raycast, if I'm understanding right. So I don't have a wall that I can like test this on, unless I actually, you know what? I can do this at like 0.5. Test it, just make sure I understand what this is doing, which I think I do. I think I got it now. So now when I walk into this block, okay, no, because I can't really, because I'm not falling. Okay. Last thing, let me real quick just add a Z movement here. Let me look at what controls I have. I'm thinking just like press the stick in maybe. Input map, add new event. Maybe I press, let's see, so we're gonna say zoom. Zoom input. And then we'll say zoom out input. All right, so zoom input. Let me add. Let's see. So if I'm controlling it with this, I'll do that. And then for this, that. All right, and then let me control this here. Oops. Let's see. Let me say input get vector. Okay, then I'll say can I use wall loops? Okay, yeah, that's good. Let's do after the if. I guess this probably would. I wonder if this lets me. No, it's gonna be dead zone. So I've got negative x, y. Var, we'll say zoom direction equals input. Let's see. Actually, instead of that, let's do. Just make it super simple. I'll say if put event zoom put. I think that's quite right, but it's close. What I'm looking for. And I'm gonna say velocity dot y equals zoom input times speed. Make sure it's resetting back to 0 every time. I guess I'll put else here. Else velocity dot y equals move toward. Interesting. 0. Let's see, I'm not sure what they're doing there. Okay, so input event's not a type. If go back to my array pickable. That's good to know that that's there. Input event joypad button. That's what I'm doing. No, I actually don't think I need that because I already created these. So what I need is to connect the signal from this to this. Let's see. Get maybe just get. If it returns a 1 or a 0, imagine I just pressed a button. Get. Zoom input. Okay. I think. Let's see. I need. Okay, it doesn't like this. Identifier zoom input not declared in current scope. I think it is. Zoom input. Okay. I might need to link this signal potentially. I'll have to go back to my tutorial. Let's see. Current scope. Maybe it is. Maybe I do need to do this and do it more like a. Okay, maybe it's not get vector. I think get's good. Let's see. I'm not sure why that's not working. Okay, identifier, zoom, input. Let's see. I might need to go back to my tutorial here. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's what I was missing. Okay, input dot is action pressed. Zoom input. Ah, I see. That's why. I can just put equals speed. Perfect. Okay, let's see how we do there. I'm not 100% confident. Well, it crashed again, which is interesting. At least this still works. Man, there's not like something about me coding there. I actually never had a crash before. I've messed with it for a couple days. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh, I lost that. So yeah, interesting. Because it thought it saved, or it was acting like it saved at least. Very, very interesting. Okay. App. I still have zoom input, zoom output. Okay. Well, let's get to do it again. Okay, so I think all I need to do actually is take this and put here, put zoom input, speed. This is gonna be bad coding, but I'm gonna also do this. So it's just gonna resolve last. I can do an else if, I guess. Out input equals negative speed, else velocity dot y equals 0. Is that true? So it's never gonna stop going up or down. I think if I put an else 0, it will. But it doesn't like my else 0. Okay, that's why. Okay, good, good. All right, let's see. Yeah, that would be wild. Okay, so let's see. Well, it's a little bit... The holding doesn't work, but zoom does work. Okay, so at least I can do this. I can zoom into one of these boxes and see what's going on. I can't change my angle. That might be the next step. What I think though is that it'll stop. Nope, I just go right through it. Okay. So it's probably something to do with actually how I've collided it. Because I think I understand what the spring arm is. Basically, the spring arm's like if I was holding a camera behind me, right? On a little spring. And as I came up close to something that I could collide with, it should stop, right? It should say, oh, I'm hitting that thing. But I guess it still lets me go through it because my character body might not have collision physics. So maybe it is doing that. Maybe I just can't see it. Spring arm will collide unless it's a body. I did on these tiles. I did go ahead and create collision shapes on them. So I do think they are bodies, right? And you can see the player when we start actually lands on them. So you can see he falls and lands on them. So they do have some collision physics. I just don't know if it's all of the collision physics. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Yeah, I can feel that. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Yep. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but as I'm colliding with him. So I think I understand. Let me fix the zoom here because this is absolutely terrible. Basically, I'm sending to reset the transforms on your spring arm and camera. It's okay. Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, okay, I see. I'm stuck because I'm in a maze of boxes, but all right, next I need to be able to change an angle up. Okay, it's colliding with the box because, let's see, just because I set the spring arm rotation and spring length. All right, I'm guessing it should be 0. And let's do like 5 for now. Okay. Okay, so now when I'm 5 meters out, I can't get any closer. It's just gonna bring me out. Okay. Rotation should be like -45, or what if it's down? Yeah, so like -90. I think it'd be -90. Let's see. Man, I really need to make it so I can hold right now, like pressing. Like a nice isometric angle. Yeah, you're right. Ooh. I gotta like. Okay. Getting there. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate the camera a little bit where I'm like kind of at a 45-degree angle here too, or rotate the camera or the spring arm. Probably the spring arm, I guess. Like -45 degrees here. Yeah. All right. Probably not quite as steep, but it's getting there. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Camera just sits there static, and the spring arm is the basically the rigging. Okay. Let me go back to like -30 here. I think that's good. One thing I want to do real quick before I do too much more, because it's awful hitting this button 100 times, is I want to, oh, that's why. It's just pressed. Got it populated in there. I don't want just pressed. I want it just is pressed. All right. And I'm gonna do like speed times too because it's probably still pretty slow. Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, much better. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Okay. I think that makes sense. And then I can move my spring arm around because I think I kind of want set. So I think the next thing then is to be able to identify, hey, in the middle of the screen, I'm looking at one of these tiles and I want that tile to glow. So I think that's my next task here. I think that's ray tracing that I need that for. So I don't think, unless there's like a, yeah, I think I would need to look at the ray trace from the camera for that. Or not the ray trace, the ray cast. Ray tracing is different. My game does not have ray tracing yet. Let's see. So yeah, this all makes sense. And that'll be really helpful too if you wanted to. I think one thing that would be cool is if while you're doing this you had a little more control over the camera than a lot of tactics games. Not sure what that looks like yet though. This feels good though, honestly. Appreciate all the help. The up and down is weird because it's not relative to the camera, but that could pretty easily be solved by like normalizing a thing, so not really a problem. Up and down feels really good like this though. All right, so let's see. All right, let's see. So hit length, excluded objects, okay. I think next I'm gonna want to research raycast. Hey, quick question while you're here. How annoying is the music there? Is that all right? I threw something together really quick while we were looking at stuff in Ableton just so we weren't sitting in silence. Let's see. Near the bottom there, it'll tell you how to cast or rate of the mouse position. Okay. Okay, so collide with areas. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So basically it's gonna shoot a ray from the camera. Okay, so you get the world information. Get the mouse position. Okay. I think I understand that. So let me go. Perfect. Okay, awesome. That's exactly what I need. And I think I would do that from the camera, not the spring arm. Camera's actually what's looking at there. Oh, look at that. Some of it's already there. Okay, so some of it's already there because I was looking at this already, following another tutorial. Obviously I didn't get very far, but it's close. So the fact that it's close makes me feel pretty good. Okay, so I think I'm gonna replace this with that. Let's see. That's when I click, I get something. I don't want it to click, I want it to constant. So this is good. Okay, so basically, okay. What I would like to do, okay, that returns the result. I'd like to like push the result out of like console. Print. Okay. All right, let's see what happens here. I don't think this works right off the bat because that would be crazy. Yeah, it didn't even run. Okay, so null instance on a null instance. Project Ray origin and base. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Okay, what didn't it like? It didn't like that Project Ray base. Well, first, I guess, Node 3D is not found because, or Node Camera 3D relative to Camera 3D because it's self. Yeah. Great. On the same page as you. That makes sense. So camera, I don't even need that. I can just do this and I can get rid of the cam here. Self. It's brilliant. See if I crash everything. So I'm still crashing because position on base dictionary. So it just didn't like my output actually, which is interesting. So I can go ahead and first I crashed my game. So let's go ahead and just comment this out for a second, just see if I can click on things without it getting upset. Okay. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. So I can click on things. It doesn't freak out. Okay, so that makes sense. So then, yeah, I would need to basically have an if statement instead of just printing this. I would want to, hey, if this is occurring. So we say if 3 dot collide. Well, I'm setting collide with areas to be true. So it's probably not that. But I think I do need it. I bet it's in this. I bet it's close to here. Oh, if result, duh. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that's good. I think with this, I can just do the if result because anything in there will return, let's see. Okay, looking good. Look at that. Look at all that data. Okay, so that, yeah, that would be pretty easy from here then. All I'd need to do is, okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to highlight the cell I'm looking at. This might get a little bit interesting. The reason why it might get interesting is because I'm using that grid map. Let's look at that though. I mean, that's great, honestly. Fantastic. Okay, so I have some script in here, which essentially sets the material based on if you're hovering. So I essentially want to, from that map I was just on, from the here, I want to, in my grid map, set specific tiles, set values of tiles. I want to set to hover. I think that's going to be challenging, and the reason why I think it's going to be challenging is because when I'm using a grid map, I think I lose the node information, right? I have a variable called hover. I want to set this to true only on the tiles that I'm hovering. However, I think this would be easy if these were just all individual bodies, right? Because I could just go call that single one, go look it up. I need to figure out how to return the specific body. So I have a coordinate. Okay. This is really good though. So I think the next thing is I need to look up grid map. I need to figure out how their coordinate system works. I have the navigation on, so I do think it's here somewhere. Let's see. So I think what I can do then is determine based on location or collision which object I'm interacting with. Let me look at the raycast object I'm looking at, or what is that? Go back to the camera. Let's see. So intersect ray. Yeah, let me look at the query here. So intersect ray. And let me see what kind of information it gives me. I don't think it'll give me information like let's see, is that just all? So that's in 2D. Probably the same though. Okay, you know what? I'm probably setting query to be something specific. Try printing result.collider. Sure, yeah, that makes sense. All right. Result.collider. Look at that. Man, you're genius. Okay. Well, the only thing is the grid map. Each tile is not getting its own ID. I'm getting the entire grid map, which is not what I want. And there's got to be a way to get the tile from the grid map, and it's probably a property of that grid map, right? It's probably a child. That's really good though. So let me check real quick. So raycast query. Collider's the right. Let's see. So yeah. How are you doing it? Okay. Interesting. Okay, so it looked at your grid map and then it would generate real tiles based on that grid map. That might be the option. Interesting. So got it. Okay. So you had a grid map, and then on top of your... So how are you getting the data in your code to generate the titles? Like how did I guess it just looked at grid map itself, because I imagine there's a property in here that contains that information. Library. Yeah, I just don't know a lot of right now about grid maps. Like, how is it storing information? Like, I can clear, for example, basically like for tile in get use cells. Duh, that makes sense. Good call. Okay, so you got for tiles and get use cells. Put a tile here. That makes sense. Okay. So yours was basically So you could also, I guess, use the different information for each cell because that should be there. Did you have a single tile in your mesh library, or did you have multiple tile types? Only had one. Yeah, I gotcha. Makes sense. I think that's a really clever way to do it. That sounds really cool. And that might be the way to go. I think you would have to figure out, because I do want multiple cell types, because I really want to be able to generate maps and things. We'd have to figure out how to call what type of cell I use, but I imagine that's possible. I do wonder if there's a way here to kind of get the basically the cell, right? It's like cell item. I think this is it. So from the grid ID, I imagine I would be able to get cell item. I just don't know what that looks like. Because if I've got the RID for the grid map, and I know I'm intersecting with one of them, right? I mean, like if I go between them, it's obviously not intersecting. It's only intersecting when I am on one of the bodies, because that's when I intersect with it. So it exists. I would really like it to be able to pick that up. I imagine that's possible. I'm not sure how. And your way might be the way to do it. Might be, hey, go generate real tiles that you can call, which I think is very similar to what that other example I had was doing. That is interesting. What do I have here? So collider. I think you could use get cell item. I think so. So I wonder if I could. Let's see. I think I would have to do result dot collider dot. I don't think it would be this, because don't think it'd be this, because it would obviously fail whenever I hit a person. But I could also do if result equals ground tile, water tile, lava tile, and then generate different real tiles based on that. I think so. Yeah, I think that's a really, really good way to do it. And then yeah, for your grid map tiles, you could just have them super simple. Yeah, get cell item, figure out what the type is. Let me look at what's contained in get cell item real quick. So yeah, it is the mesh library item index located at this coordinate. So essentially what you do then is in get used cells, cycle through every cell used, and based on the mesh library index, return generate a cell or generate a tile. Yeah, I think that's really smart. I think that might be the way to go. That might be the way to go. All right, with that though, I think I'm gonna call it for tonight. I'm gonna take some notes here real quick, because I think that's no, I don't have Notepad. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna take notes here. So essentially say create script, generate tiles. 1, get used cells, and then 2 for resulting array, cycle through cells, and then 3, get used, or what is it, get cell item, to pull mesh index, 4, generate tiles from by mesh index. 5, and then I think I could use those tiles with or as collision objects to allow them to be selectable. I think that makes sense. All right. Hey, we'll really appreciate the help, Ironic Moronic. You really saved me probably hours of trying to figure things out. You accelerated that a lot. I really appreciate that. Yeah, hope to see you around. I'll be on again working on this maybe the next few nights around the same time. Just kind of depends what's going on. I've got 2 small children, a full-time job, family, so it's hard sometimes to find time, but it's a ton of fun. So yeah, again, really appreciate it and hope to see you around. Thanks so much.